As you walk through the valley of the shadow of hell, you will realize that there is something ahead. Something that lurks behind the dark veil. A veil that is beyond our own comprehension. Beyond the void.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to
Beyond the Void
Horror Podcast.
Right, it's Monday. It's almost Halloween.
Woo!
Holy shit.
Where'd this year go?
I don't, it's so funny to me because, like, everybody is so excited about Halloween, and I don't mean to be the, like, douche that's like, it's Halloween. But Halloween, for most of us horror fans out there, it's like year fucking round.
Every day.
Halloween is literally just horror decor day or month for us.
That's where I can buy all the cool shit for my house.
Dude, like, we've got, like, I don't know what you do. You said you have, like, a black Christmas tree or some shit, right?
Yeah.
Like
I have a black Christmas tree with, like, purple lights and some white lights or whatever. It's basically like a Nightmare Before Christmas tree. So, but it's got a whole bunch of shit on it.
We got, like, a red Christmas tree with a bunch of fucking zombie, like...
You have caution tape on it.
Caution tape, yeah.
And
like
skulls. It's really cute.
Yeah, I mean, we try to do it different. Christina wants to do a theme this year for each month. So Halloween, Thanksgiving, and then Christmas.
She's going to put a bunch of turkeys on it for Thanksgiving.
So, yeah, I guess.
Some
But
gourds.
we put up our tree for 3 months out of the year. So...
Yeah, my tree's been up since last year.
Yeah, is that out of just, like, wanting to do it or just, like, fuck it?
Well, like, it's both.
Okay,
Like, it's probably
all
like
right,
equal
all right.
parts of both. But
Well, you can't be both. It's just
no,
more
it's
like...
both.
Okay.
Like, we didn't put it up until, like, the last, I don't know, week and a half of December.
Okay.
And we finally, like, got the tree because I was like, I'm not paying full price for that motherfucker. So, like, we bought it for really cheap. And then I had a bunch of, like, really cool ornaments from when I was a kid. So...
Nice.
And I put stuff on it, and then I got more from Secret Santa stuff for work. And
Ooh.
you know, they always get me Nightmare Before Christmas or Harry Potter. That's like
It's the easy
they're
go-to
too, like,
for you guys.
They're too scared to go like buy me stuff that's horror themed, so they're just like.
Do you have any like fucking what is it, necromancer? Like or fucking like what is that necrophilia movie? I can't even think of why am I having troubles? Necromantic. That's what it is. Yeah. We need to do those.
I am totally okay with that.
Part 1 and 2, yeah.
I'm okay with that.
But what do you guys do? Do you guys do anything special for Halloween all the way up to Christmas? Do you do it year round? I mean, sound off in the comments. Guys, to give you guys an idea what we're going to be doing today on Monday, we're going to be doing something a little different. We wanted to watch a couple of the Tales from the Darkside episodes. So this is going to be our Tales from the Darkside Volume 1. Where we picked just a couple random few that we wanted to talk about, and we kind of did a little bit of research on and watched for your pleasure. But how have you been, though, anyway?
I'm good.
Yeah?
Yeah, you know, it's been a fucking hectic week, so, but I mean, I feel like every week is a hectic week for me, so it's, you know, it's the usual.
Yeah.
But now I'm, like, trying to actually plan out a fucking Halloween costume.
Oh, yeah, see me
which
not.
I never put any fucking effort into shit ever, because I'm like, I can just paint my face, it's fine.
Yeah.
Like,
well, it's like it's got to be extra special since it's Halloween.
Yeah,
right?
I come up with something last minute every time. Well, usually I'm so booked and I don't have to, or I'm out of town, so it's just like, I don't care.
Right, which we're going to be pretty much out of town.
We are. But this year I'm like, I have like half the shit that I already need, so I'm like, maybe I'm actually going to do a costume. So we'll see. It's in the works.
I have no clue. I'll be wearing my boxers, maybe. Fishing my dick out of my pants. No, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. It's so horrible. I feel like Al Bundy, in the house.
Going to be a podcaster. For Halloween.
This is how, yeah, exactly. Wastoid podcaster. 101.
Podcaster.
As far as me, I've been pretty fucking busy. Like last week we told you guys that I was working on a track. Well, that track is actually going to be coming out technically tomorrow, but it's Friday the 13th this past Friday, so it'll be a couple of days ago for you guys, but we're recording this literally the day before. But just so you know, we've got some brand new shit that's happening with the BTV and everything like that, but I wanted to give a shout out to Emmett Brown. That's EMMETTBROWN, 2 words. It's basically releasing a brand new EP. It just came out this past Friday for you guys for $6.66. And it comes with a track that I sang on and helped do a little bit of production with. But the EP is called The Beast From Beneath. And the track I did is called Death Sync, I think. Because we had so many names we were trying to come up with. But I wanted to give him a shout out. He's a really talented synthwave producer, and I think you guys should check him out. He has 2 other releases out before this one for $3.69, and it's 7 tracks each one.
Giggity. So,
and it's really good shit. Both of the releases are kind of different from one another, but some of them have similar things, like his style. Mm-hmm. So, but he's a really cool guy. If you guys are interested and you want to hear my shitty voice, just kidding. Hopefully it's good. I hope it sounds great because I haven't heard the final product yet. But yeah, if you haven't already, you could go and follow the link below or just go to Bandcamp and type in Emmett Brown. So I did go see Dance with the Dead and Ghost.
Yeah.
With another band called Neuron Spectre, which is a fun show. We went to the Rebel Lounge, and I really had a good time. I actually was surprised. Dance with the Dead did a really good job. Ghost did too, although the visuals for Dance with the Dead were just way more, intricate. They had this whole reel, and everything went to the beat and everything like that, where Ghost is more, raw. He played a lot of new stuff, which was really cool, so I was really into that. I'm a big synthwave fan. Some of you, I know, a lot of you horror fans are probably metal fans more so, which I still like that shit too, but I think if you can get into stuff like John Carpenter, you can appreciate some of the synthwave that I talk about, or maybe even produce in the show a little bit. It's kind of it kind of touches upon that, but that's it's my own flair. But that was an awesome show. I got to go hang out with my buddies and stuff, and I don't ever get to leave the house, so it was kind of a big deal. So, some news on the BTV front, though, guys, that I wanted to let you know about. We got 2 new writers that are going to be writing for our website, longlivethevoid.com, and they're going to be writing in our news and reviews section. I'm going to have to change the name or whatever, but we got Kyle Laff from the Laughing Horror Podcast that's going to be doing some of his takes on newer movies, older movies, whatever he feels like, really, because I gave him, full reign. I was like, dude, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to talk about, I want you to be inspired, because I'm not paying you shit, because we don't make any money here. We pay money. We don't make money here, guys. Money. But yeah, and the sad news is about that, guys, is that Kyle Laff, who's one of the better news people that you can find for a lot of horror stuff, he finds all this stuff. He was really good about that. He's actually going to be bouncing out of doing podcasting, at least for a little while, so that he can focus on writing. So I said, hey, man, come on over, dude. And he was really excited about it. So if you guys please check out the news section, I'll be posting it on all our social media and everything. So definitely give him a shout out. You can leave comments in the section and everything like that. So I don't know. I think that'll add more to our website. And not only that, we got Mark Doubt, who was on the show with us. He did Universal Problems, where we talked about the Mummy and Universal movies and just horror in general. He's also a pretty damn fine artist that does black and white art for his website, which is housebythecemetery.bigcartel. It's really good too, and he'll do commission pieces. But
it's excellent.
Something you guys may not have known is that Mark's actually a really good writer and researcher, and he's also going to be writing on the website too, so expect to see some from both of our friends on that as well. So welcome, guys. Big shout out to you guys. I'm so glad that they're part of the BTV family. Yeah. We're growing.
We are family.
Just add water. No, I'm just kidding. But no, they're both really awesome people, so I hope you guys check them out. We'll be doing that soon, so just keep an eye out. other than that, and I know this is like a lot of information, but there is so much fucking shit going on right now. Like, we just gave a giveaway to the big box of horror. Well, during that time, I actually got hit up by someone who works with the Tether Group, also in partnership with Universal Studios, who's putting out a free giveaway for you guys for the new Snowman movie that's coming out. And it's a chance to win a shirt, a letter from the snowman that's in an envelope.
Excellent. And
a snowman, like an actual snowman plushie with a removable head.
Cute.
So it's in a promotion for the new movie that's coming out, and I think it's pretty cool. I'm pretty excited.
Michael Fassbender movie, right?
Yes, it is, actually. The movie's going to be coming out on October 19th in theaters everywhere. It's starring Michael Fassbender from X-Men. You got Rebecca Ferguson from Mission Impossible, Rogue Nation. And here's a synopsis. When an elite crime squad's lead detective, Harry Hole, Fassbender... I know, Harry Hole, dude. I know, I gotta say, like,
oh my God.
I'm like, am I reading that right?
So genius.
He investigates the disappearance of a victim on the first snow of winter. He fears an elusive serial killer may be active again. With the help of a brilliant recruit, Ferguson, the cop must connect decades-old cold cases, to the brutal new one if he hopes to outwit his unthinkable evil before the next snowfall. So, but it's coming out, and we're going to be posting this past weekend. So if you guys see it, all you have to do is just share it on Facebook or Twitter. Make sure that you link us, like tag us in the post, and make sure it's public so that we can see it. So all you have to do is just say, hey, I'm doing the giveaway contest, and we'll pick one winner, and you'll get a t-shirt, the letter, and the snowman. It's free shit, guys. Plus, it looks like a pretty fucking cool movie, and I'm not just saying that because they're giving us free shit. But
I want the snowman.
But thank you, Mike from Tether Group and Universal. So, but yeah, guys, check that out. I'll put the link below. But I think it might be that time. HORRORSHOTS! All right, guys, so today for our horror shot, we're going to be doing something very awesome.
Super awesome.
And it's in preparation for our Thursday's episode, which is going to be about Cemetery Man and Lucio Fulci's 1979 classic, Zombie, a.k.a. Zombie Flesh Eaters, a.k.a. Zombie 2, a.k.a. I could name off a billion different names that they gave it.
Right.
But in this drink, we wanted to add some ingredients that made up the movies that we watch, pretty much. So we took some Sweet Tea Vodka. You're going to want to put 1/3 of that, which is because I'm being super stupid here, but British folk were in the movie.
They like
This
tea.
is a stretch, I know, guys, but they like tea.
British people like tea.
And so do I, to be quite honest. Like, I love tea. So we put Sweet Tea Vodka in there. That's 1/3. Then we put in some Italian Amaretto Liquor. You're going to want to put 1/3 of that in there. Then we also put in some Midnight Moonshine, 1/3 of that. And then you're just going to splash in a little bit of, like, tea. Regular tea. It could be sweetened. It could be unsweetened. We use unsweetened, so deal with it.
A little bit of tea.
Yeah, a little bit of tea. You see a theme here?
Just a skosh.
We got Italian movies with British actors. We figured this is the perfect combination for a
dead romance.
Ooh, this is a dead romance, guys, so you're going to want to make love to this piece of shit.
Stick it in your butthole.
And we figure these are movies that have zombies in them, so what better way to kill a zombie than a shotgun, right?
Yes.
Though I don't think they have a shotgun in the... Oh, they do have a shotgun in the zombie movie.
In Zombie, yeah.
But they don't in the
No, he has
Cemetery
a little
Man.
pistol.
But whatever. So we chilled this. We put it in a mixer. We shook it up with some ice. And we're pouring it in
Right meow.
to shotgun
Those are
shell shot glasses.
My favorite shot glasses ever.
Yeah, I love these.
They're so cute.
You know, the reason that we have these is because we did a Kurt Cobain shot.
Yes, he told me that.
Yeah, so that's why.
It's excellent.
Which is so fucked
It's in
up.
such bad taste, Alex. It's bad taste.
Oh, it tasted great, by the way. So good that our old co-host Mike puked on live while we're recording.
Yes. That's excellent. I love it.
And I'll put a link down below so you guys can check that out if you want to hear it. Well, guys, this is a dead romance.
It's a dead romance.
Cheers.
Yeah. That's good.
It's actually not bad at all.
No, I like it. I want to do another one.
The tea's a little weird. We don't have enough for another one.
God damn it.
But guys, if you want to check out how to make a dead romance, all you got to do is go to longlivethevoid.com and check out our #HorrorShot section now. The link will be below, but if you want to find it there, you can. That's it for HorrorShot! So, I think it's time that we step into the fucking news. What do you think, Brittany?
I'm ready for the fucking news.
All right, it's the fucking news!
Here is the fucking news.
We picked up a few things, some things that we kind of want to talk about, at least I do. One of the first things on the list, you guys might have seen me poking around on social media about the Ash vs. Evil Dead.
I'm sorry.
Season 3, 4, and 5. I don't know if you heard about this, but Ash vs. Evil Dead Season 3 got pushed back to February. A lot of people are speculating that that is in part because of the Walking Dead series. They didn't want to compete with all these other big shows, so they pushed it to February. Notoriously, Ash vs. Evil Dead is always released around Halloween. So it was kind of a big hit to the gut for fans of the show. Well, after that was reported, it was also reported that Starz, the channel that hosts Ash vs. Evil Dead, is going to be dropping the series after Season 3 releases in February. So a lot of people were pretty upset about hearing about this, and one of them went to the internet streets and decided to make a petition, which is all good and well. Like, that's a really super awesome thing to do, is to try to get some kind of help from the community, of a horror community, to try to help keep this show alive. But unfortunately, petitions don't always really do exactly what you want them to do.
No.
They may bring attention to it, but there's got to be another plan in place. So Bruce Campbell not only signed this petition, but he also put up a statement about why he felt the show was not doing so well and why he thinks this is what you can do to try to help boost the show and maybe show Starz that, hey, this is a show people want to watch. Now, according to Bruce Campbell from Evil Dead and the Ash vs. the Evil Dead series, he has said that this is one of the most pirated shows, and I'm assuming that he means by on Starz. Like, as one of the most downloaded on Starz. So he said, if you want to help out with trying to make that a reality of trying to keep this show alive for seasons 4 and 5, because apparently they've been writing the shit out of this show because they're just on a roll.
Right.
Which, personally, my opinion, I saw season 1, didn't like it. Very disappointed. Season 2 came around. I think it was like halfway through, and I was like, okay, I get it.
That's the same thing with me.
I get it now. Like, I'm like, I get it. So you actually ended up watching more?
Yeah. No, I like almost totally up to date on it, but I felt kind of the same way. Like, I liked it at first, but then it lost me. Mm-hmm. And I finished the season, and I just went, I had
Not sure.
I had this uneasy kind of feeling about it, and I just wasn't impressed necessarily. I don't know if impressed is really the right word to use, but I didn't want to come back.
Right. No, you mean after season 1?
Yes.
Yeah, no, totally. I didn't even watch the like, what is it called? The
finale.
Yeah, the last 2 episodes. Yeah. Like, I was just done, but apparently those last 2 episodes actually were really good for the season.
They were pretty decent.
Yeah.
But, so it kind of renewed my interest into it, but I still wasn't very intrigued, and we had talked about it a bit, and I was like, nah, I'm not into it, I'm done.
Well, I personally felt like I abandoned my hero in a way.
Yeah, so did I.
Because I was like, how do I not like this? How is he behind this? Blah, 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 blah. Well, Bruce Campbell said that, while this is one of the most illegally downloaded shows on Starz, that there is a way that you can try to help out, and he calls it the Bruce Campbell method. Okay. And then this is the way you do it, guys. If you're interested in the show, even if you're not, like, and you just love Bruce, do him a solid, right? Like, if Bruce Campbell says, hey, guys, I need your help, he's a big enough icon that you could go, all right, in my opinion. So he said, 1, download the Stars app, do the 30-day free trial, binge the show, seasons 1 and 2, delete the app, cost to you
Nothing.
$0. He said, number 2, purchase Stars through your local cable provider. Cost to you, obviously the prices will vary depending on the ISP or the people that you pay cable for, but you could do that.
I'm pretty sure it's actually cheaper if you just do the app directly.
Right. Number 3 that you can do is purchase the show's DVDs and Blu-rays. Merchandising is super important, he says. If you fork over the dough, you get the show. The cost to you, DVDs at Walmart are about $14.96 for season 1. And Walmart sells the season 2 for $23.82. Blu-rays for those same seasons, $14.96 for the first season and $23.82. So they're pretty much the same price for season 2. So that's one way. So we decided to buy the Blu-rays. We were like, fuck it. I'm just going to get it. Then he said, start binge watching Ash vs. Evil Dead if you have the app. Introduce friends to the show. And if you've already done all of the above, there's still one more thing you can do, and that's sign the petition on change.org by Carlos Mazal. It's already hit over 10,000 as I'm talking about this now, but I'm pretty sure it'll get up to 15,000 by the time.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I keep getting email notifications are like, you had someone sign up through you. You had someone sign up through you. You had someone. I was like,
How do I
oh,
turn
cool.
this off?
I actually made a change, but I can't turn it off.
Don't turn this off.
Anyway, all the links are below. I did want to touch on this one more bit, and I know we're going long here, guys, but I was a little surprised by the responses I got. I posted on Horror Amino. The response there was pretty good and real positive. Obviously, I posted on Reddit, not so positive. I posted on
anything positive on
one
Reddit?
of the horror communities in Google Plus, which is actually still a thing. I go on there and talk to people all the time, but that was like a lot of people were like, let it die, just let it go. And I was like, no. I was like, I abandoned it after season 1, and then it proved me wrong. And season 2, I was like, hell no, I'm not abandoning it, you know?
Yeah, there's plenty of other shows that need to die before this one.
A lot of people were really angry. I was surprised a little bit, but you know, the internet. So
It's everybody's fucking angry. On the
right.
internet.
Like I got into a discussion. I said apparently they say it's one of the most downloaded illegally shows,
Which
or
I can
shows
see.
downloaded illegally.
Because no one wants to pay for anything
And
anymore.
someone was like, no, it's not. That's 100% not true. And I was like, well, I don't know. I'm just reporting to you what I heard from Bruce Campbell. And then they started getting into semantics with me about like, oh, well, you know, Bruce Campbell's a liar. And if you're a real horror fan, you would know. And I'm like,
What?
dude, I'm not here to measure dicks. Like, I'm just here to say, hey, I like the show. Help support it if you like it. If you don't, it's cool. Don't worry about it. Let's not argue.
If you don't, then don't sign the petition.
Yeah, like, don't. It's not a big deal. You
Don't get the Stars app. It's fine.
Yeah, it's no big deal. But if you are fans of Bruce Campbell or the show or both, do those things. That's all you got to do.
Or you can do what I do. And when the new season comes out, you can pay for the fucking month of whatever of Stars, or wait till it's aired.
It's going to be like 3 months because they have the mid-season finale. And
whatever
shit.
it is, but wait till it comes out, pay for it, binge watch it. You spend the money to watch one season, if that, and maybe you still have a free trial. Use someone else's.
Right,
shit
you
to
could
sign
buy
up.
it digitally and
Because
everything.
when I actually only got the app or did the trials so I could watch American Gods.
Oh, yeah. American Gods is on there. There's a couple of really good shows on Stars,
Really
actually.
great shows on Stars.
Not all of them are horror, but...
That's when I binged Ash vs. Evil Dead, because I was like, oh, fuck, I've been meaning to watch this for forever, but I'm not paying $15 fucking a month through my cable provider.
Right.
It's like $7.99, I think, a month
For the
for the app,
Stars.
for the Stars app. And
Yeah.
there's all these movies, and they have new movies, all kinds of shit is on there. Like, and you can cancel it whenever and restart it whenever.
Yeah, like when the mid-season finale goes.
Right,
and
so
then-
I wait until the season's done, and then I pay for it for the time that I want to watch it, and then I watch it, and then I turn it off.
Right. This is something that us as a horror community can help out. Something that we can affect. And believe me, guys, I've watched shit for free. I'm not perfect. You know what I mean? But because of it, I'm actually going out and buying it because for whatever reason, TV shows are not very important to me. But when it comes to something like this, I was like, maybe I should be. So we started buying Ghost Adventures. We started buying all that shit because we just don't want to give back to it. You know what I mean? Because we enjoy it so much. But anyway. In other news, now that we've jerked ourselves off in your mouths
all night long,
Apple is actually closing in on picking up the reboot of Steven Spielberg's Amazing Stories, which I don't know if it's on Netflix anymore, but I remember when Netflix first kicked off like online and did streaming, Amazing Stories was on there like as a permanent mainstay for like years. I don't know if it's still up there anymore, but these are old shows, kind of like Tales from the Darkside, but were a little bit more not horror related. Mm-hmm. Some stories were kind of horror related, but not all. But they're basically looking to buy this, and I think they're going to be ended up doing it, which could be good and bad. They'll probably have it in their little walled-in garden, you know, maybe with the Apple product stuff, so that could be the bad thing about it. But under Jamie Ehrlich and Zach Van Amberg, heads of the newly formed worldwide video programming division, the tech giant is nearing a deal for the remake of the cult Spielberg-produced anthology series, which aired from 1985 to 1987 on NBC. The project is written by Hannibal and American Gods' Bryan Fuller, was originally set up at NBC 2 years ago, actually, and it comes from Spielberg's Amblin TV and Universal TV, with Amblin TV's Daryl Frank and Justin Falvey executive producing the reboot alongside Fuller. So
dope.
I'm kind of looking forward to it. I really actually did enjoy those shows as a kid. I used to watch them with my family after dinner. So I think it was on at like 7 or something like that. I can't remember. It's been so long. But I posted in Do You Love Horror, and a couple of people were like, I remember this cartoon episode about the dog, and I remember this episode about the plane landing, and the guy drew the tire on the plane, and it actually landed. There was like a guy stuck in the bottom belly of a fucking warplane.
Awesome.
That would shoot, and he was going to get killed because they didn't have landing gear. So he drew a tire on the bottom, and they were able to land it. It was a cartoon tire.
That's awesome.
So little weird stories, I thought pretty cool. So any of you guys excited about that? Awesome.
I was going to be like, yeah.
I didn't hear anything from you guys, so I'm assuming that, no, you're not excited. No, I'm kidding.
I was going to beat people in the background, but I wasn't sure if you wanted me to. I was like, yeah, whoa, oh my God.
Also, Scorn, the video game that's coming out for
Yay.
PC and Windows 10, did reach its goal on Kickstarter. They
Woo!
were just shy of their second stretch goal, which would have given extra characters and creatures and stuff.
Aw.
But, you know, sometimes I've noticed with these Kickstarters, they kind of figure out a way to make it happen anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm a backer on it. If you guys haven't seen the game already, it looks like fucking
Tits.
H.R. Giger fucking took a fucking cum load all over my face and then kissed me with raisins in his mouth.
Ew. That visual is,
I'm a little drunk. I'm sorry, guys.
I'm like curious as to what deep depth of hell that came from in your brain.
Literally, I have no idea. The dark primordial ooze of my brain. Yes.
Ooze?
Anyway. So they ended up with 192,487 of the 150,000 pledged euro that they were trying to get, which is essentially like, I think, over $200,000 for the game.
$2,000. What?
No way. Yeah. But it looks fucking fabulous. I'm going to be getting all these books and like all this shit. It's going to be coming out in a year, but I'm paying it forward.
It's so fucking cool.
It looks beautiful. I played a little bit of it. It's really cool.
It's fucking cool.
But anyway, just giving that a shout out. I'm sure they'll probably have a backer kit program. So if you wanted to catch in on some of that, you guys can probably jump on that, and I'll probably post it on our social media or tell you about it here. Also, one of our buddies, actually, who's in a band, and he's probably one of the most hardest working individuals in the scene.
He's great.
Michael Jenny and Tamara Jenny have started a new project. They're really cool individuals who make great music and are really good-hearted individuals who love animals.
They're both great. I
like
love
us. They've got a new project that they're doing on Kickstarter, speaking of Kickstarter, called Beelzebuddies. Yeah. So it's basically clothing for cats or dogs, as well as beds for cats or dogs. And they've got like a satanic sort of...
yeah. It's basically like, let's say, Blackcraft or Killstar for your pets.
For your pets, yeah.
But like, cool.
Yeah, you don't necessarily have to
Not to
believe
say
in
those aren't
Satanism
cool, but-
or like try to want to summon demons or anything, but you know.
You do. You do.
But dude, guys, if you haven't seen this fucking video for this Kickstarter,
So great.
it is so worth it. I'm going to put a link down below, but they literally do a fucking dog metal band and they have the dog growling into the mic with like effects. And, like, made a song with the dog growling, and it's fucking amazing. I tried sharing it, and I don't know if everybody caught it.
They're amazing.
It's fucking great. So, they are trying to hook us up. They're going to be giving a bed to us, one bed.
Oh, my God.
So, if Murray doesn't use it, it's yours.
Pig needs it.
Yeah, if he uses beds, it's all yours. But
Mike
we
and
got to
Tamara.
we got to do a photo shoot with it or something.
Mike and Tamara, can we please stick my pig in his great white shark costume in the bed? Oh my God. He's so cute.
But guys, check it out. I think it's worth a view. And I'm not just saying that because they're our friends. Like, literally, it is one of the funniest things I've seen.
It's fantastic. It's great.
Amazing.
It's fucking great. Just fucking do it. Everybody loves animals. Fucking do it. Mike and Tamara, we love the fuck out of you guys.
Yeah. Full disclosure, we love them.
Pretty much. we love you.
Also, in the news, we have some deleted scenes that apparently Bill Skarsgård from the new It movie, who played Pennywise, was on Variety's Playback podcast, and he had talked about a scene that was going to be deleted, and he called it really, really disturbing.
Like,
this is what he said. He said, there was a scene we shot that was a flashback from the 1600s, before Pennywise was technically Pennywise. The scene turned out really, really disturbing, and I'm not the clown. I look more like myself. It's very disturbing and sort of a backstory for what it is or where Pennywise came from. We did some digging and found that they scrapped the scene in its entirety on Reddit. This is Bloody Disgusting reporting this, by the way. They did the research, so I'm giving them the credit for show.
for sure.
Skarsgård wasn't kidding. It is indeed quite disturbing. Let's just say he eats a fucking baby.
He basically
all right?
eats a baby. Just fucking, yeah, it's cool. Alex doesn't want to do it.
I don't want to
to
read it because I don't want to bore the shit out of you guys, but I mean, like,
Dope.
I was like, I'm hoping, my curiosity now is that I've heard that the director was actually going to be doing a director's cut, and I'm kind of wondering if they have that in there.
I hope they do. Let's just,
They don't know, because Skarsgård's not said whether or not it was going to be in the extras or anything, but fuck, dude. Like, I'm kind of curious. Like, I don't condone eating babies, clearly,
whatever.
from the 1600s, but maybe they did back then. It was a cool thing, you know?
why wouldn't you? Protein. It's fine. Everyone's dying from
We
something.
have nothing against babies, guys.
It's so, I don't know, it's so fucking cool. Like, how they describe the scene is just so dope.
If you want to read the scene, guys, I'll put the link below. I could talk about it, but I don't want to bleed your mind.
If you want to read the scene with me, guys, hit me up and we'll do it.
Wow, you whore.
I'm ready. It's cool. I want to do it.
In the last bit of news, we got George Romero, who recently passed. Rest in peace,
Rip.
George Romero. Finally, he's getting his Hollywood Walk of Fame star. And it's back in August. We talked about this. There was a fundraiser that was launched to pay for the Hollywood Walk of Fame star, because if you guys don't know this shit, you have to pay for it. It's not like they just hand them out. They're like, here you go, we'll do all the work. No, you actually have to pay for your own star. So George Romero was selected to receive prior to his passing, and as silly as it is, these things cost a whole lot of money. They tried to raise the money for it. Apparently, the fundraiser never ended up raising its goal amount, but that's okay because Romero is getting his star this October. So this month, via Hollywood Walk of Fame producer Anna Martinez on Twitter this afternoon, George Romero will be honored with a posthumous Walk of Fame star on October 25th. And on that same night, Prospect House Entertainment, Glendale Arts, and Chris Rowe Management, along with George A. Romero's close family and friends. They're going to celebrate Romero's life and career with the official tribute and memorial. It begins at 7 p.m. at the Alex Theater in Glendale, California. So if you're there, guys, I highly recommend you figure out how to go, because I totally would.
I wish I could.
They're going to do a Q&A with celebrity fans and friends, along with a screening of this Creepshow movie. So you can grab your tickets from the Alex Theater's website, but I'll post a link to this down below so you guys can do it if you're in California. But that's it, guys. That's it for the news. So now it's time for us to do our Tales from the Dark Side, Volume 1. We picked out a couple of good ones for you, and you're going to want to stick around to check these out. If you don't want to watch them, we'll tell you all about them. Yeah. And we'll try not to spoil it each one, but they're really short. Yeah. So we feel like if you want to check them out, you can go on Shudder and check them out, although there are a few missing episodes in the seasons for some odd reason.
The weirdest shit ever.
I know. I like, even on Amazon, it's like, I'm so confused. I have the disc set, but stick around, guys. We're going to talk about
Tales from the Dark Side.
Alright, guys, so we're back for our Tales from the Dark Side Volume 1 Select Picks of BTV. Whatever, we're not going to put that in the title, by the way, because that's way too fucking long. So we picked a couple that we thought would be interesting for you guys and that we thought were along the lines of scary. We did a little bit of research and tried to figure out which were the best, because it's been a little while since I've watched it. I've watched it I've watched all the seasons like 3 times, although I feel like I missed out on season 4 somehow. I'm not 100%, but I need to go through the whole thing. So we wanted to add this as a new segment for you guys to check out the TV show from the 80s that were really popular for a little while there. But this episode, the first one that we're going to be talking about, is called Inside the Closet. And this is Season 1, Episode 7. So Brittany watched this before we went online because we got confused on which ones we were watching.
I mixed up episodes.
But we got to watch it.
Whoops.
This is starring Fritz Weaver, who looks a hell of a lot like David Gale. Yeah. From the Reanimator series. And Roberta Weiss, who was murdered in the movie called The Dead Zone.
She's also a really hot old lady.
Yeah, is she?
Yeah.
I haven't looked at her recently.
She's really hot. I mean, she's not that old, but she's hot.
It was written by Michael McDowell, and it was, believe this or not, directed by Tom Savini. Oh, yeah. Special effects master. And also director. You know, he did a lot of work and was an actor in a lot of different movies. He directed Night of the Living Dead. He acted in Maniac, the original, as well as From Dusk Till Dawn, and quite a few other things. You probably should know who Tom Savini is because he also acted in Dawn of the Dead, which was one of his shining moments in practical makeup effects.
Pretty much.
So that's what gave him his career.
Does like basically any horror convention that'll have him.
Right, yeah.
So he'll probably be there. Also,
it was produced in part by George Romero and a few others, but I just wanted to point that out because we were just talking about it.
He had a hand in it.
Yeah. So the story is about a door that is more than it appears. When a young girl moves into a house while going to college to get her graduate degree, she finds a small, half-sized door in the room that she's staying in, and a ghoulie-like monster pops out for good, ridiculous, cheesy, and awkward fun. What are your thoughts about this episode since you got to see it just now? It's all fresh in your brain.
It is all fresh in my brain. I'm glad we settled on this one.
Right? It was so much better than the other one, right?
It was so much better. The other one was just, I mean, it's cool because Seth Green's in it, but like,
It was boring.
It was fucking boring.
It was cool, but there was just nothing to talk about. You're like, fuck it.
There's no like substance to it. But this episode was cool. It's interesting idea behind it and the twist that they throw in at the end.
Right.
You know, it's kind of something that you're thinking they're alluding to a little bit throughout the episode, but you're like, nah.
Yeah.
No. No, it's just silly.
I mean, the
It's just
acting
silly.
is shitty, but all of the
not that
shows.
bad.
I mean, it is. I mean, what's his name is really good. The Fritz Weaver.
Yeah, but she's pretty good too. Like, she's not awful.
No, she didn't do anything special. Fritz Weaver has the character.
She doesn't really do anything special, but still,
Yeah.
she's not bad. Like
I wanted her to dance like a puppet.
I've seen bigger budget movies with more terrible acting. So.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. But so
yeah.
what did you think of it? Like, just on a general spectrum, we'll get into like the synopsis and stuff, and like kind of break it down.
It's probably easily one of the best for the series.
Well, they say.
I mean,
I don't know if I'm on board with that, but
no, I mean, I don't know. It's
not necessarily scary, but it is. The creature's freaky as fuck.
It's not scary, I feel like, but at all. Like, I feel like it has its moments where you're just like, oh no, like it's uncomfortable.
Right.
Because it's little things that like you may have feared as a child or you may still fear as an adult that they kind of hint at or touch on, and you're just like, oh, what the fuck? Like, obviously nobody likes tiny little doors that they can't open.
I would never sleep in a room with a tiny door.
No, I would have put a fucking like 18 dressers over that fucking
Right,
thing or
yeah,
something.
with,
I
like-
would have hit it. I can't stare at that.
With like 500 pounds of weights in front of it so that
Right.
nothing could get out of it.
Yeah, I can't fucking stare at that shit all night. I hate having open doors like to my bedroom. It like makes me uncomfortable. I also don't like to sleep by a door. Like there's all these like little things that I don't like doing, like weird little superstitious fears that I've had since I was a kid that I still like, you know. And then like there's a part where she puts her foot out over the side of the bed, and it's just like
that's like a total
there's
kid thing.
no
right
cover,
there.
and
Yeah.
that is still something I will not ever do.
Yeah, I don't like my feet outside
I
the
can't do that.
blanket.
Like I can put my feet outside the blanket. Like I'll do that if I get hot, but they will never
go over the bed.
go over the bed. They will never be like sitting there in limbo freely, like with the wind touching them, like on the breeze. Or if
the
something can
demons-
reach out and touch my foot, like
yeah,
that.
the
No.
demons lick-lacking your
Yeah,
foot.
they're gonna fucking DJ my diddle toes, and like it's gonna be super
Wait,
uncomfortable.
what?
I don't know. Like they're gonna
DJ my diddle
They're gonna
toes.
lick between my toes, and it's weird. And I don't know.
Give it up for DJ
DJ Diddle Toes. You're welcome.
Jesus Christ.
The next Skrillex that's
Well,
gonna
I call
be his
it
name.
lick lack your foot.
You
like,
did.
what does that fucking
I
mean?
said DJ McDiddle Toes. It's fine. Like, whatever. Like, someone's
pretty
like
funny.
some fucking hipster is gonna use that name now, though. Like, the next up and coming Skrillex is gonna be
I
DJ
feel like,
McDiddle Toes.
you know, like, DJ Diddle Toes!
DJ Diddle Toes.
I don't know.
Oh,
I'm
shit.
not making fun of anybody, by the way.
Yeah, well, I am.
But the name is horrendous. Please don't use it.
Please do it.
We'll sue you.
You better fucking credit me though and send
we'll
me some
sue you.
money. We will sue you.
I get 25%.
I get the rest.
Yeah. My thoughts on this episode,
Fundamental.
though, and like I haven't been like consistently watching a bunch of these. I think I watched 3 in preparation for this because we weren't sure which ones to watch, and Brittany didn't have much time, so I was like, I'll do the work for you. I'll take the hit just
Thanks,
in case.
Alex.
And we watched Monster in my Closet, which was with Seth Green before this, and I was like, no, it's good, but it's not that good. But I think of this one, I think it's cool because, like, you know, it's a college girl comes to find her place to rent, and the older man that lives there is like really unique and sort of eccentric, and he doesn't allude to much. She keeps asking him questions, and he just kind of brushes it off and says weird shit to
He's
her.
just an uptight prick.
Right. And
It's not eccentric. He's just an asshole.
he talks about like her moving into his old daughter's room, and he doesn't really say why she's moving into his daughter's room, so she just assumes that he's an old guy, so that girl grew up. And then she starts hearing noises, and he tells her that the closet's locked and it will never be opened. He lost the key.
She lost the key. The daughter.
Oh, the daughter lost
daughter
the
lost
key.
the key a long time ago.
It's this tiny half-size door. The girl goes poking about, obviously. Isn't that how pretty much they all
Yeah.
start? You know, like all the horror stories.
There's nothing creative
Horror
whatsoever
trope,
about
yeah.
the idea of this episode.
Yeah, but it's like, you know, from the 80s.
Yeah, there's nothing creative about it. Like,
Right.
This has been done and rehashed a million fucking times.
Probably.
But the creature is what makes it unique.
Right. And Tom Savini did the creature in this, by the way, guys.
It's cool.
But she hears noises first, and she thinks it's like a rat.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was kind of interesting. They play on that for a little bit. These are 20-minute episodes, by the way.
It's funny that her brain instantly goes, "There's a rat in that closet." My ass would have been like, "It's a fucking monster."
Right.
There's
definitely
something in it.
It's definitely not a rat. And even the guy who runs or owns the place, the fucking old guy, he's like, "Oh, there are no rats in this establishment," or whatever the fuck
The
he
only
says.
rats in this house are in formaldehyde.
Yeah, that's what he says.
I'm like, "Yes, sir."
But
Mine
it turns
too.
out that it's a face-eating monkey of some sort.
Face-eating monkey.
It's a fucking hairless fucking face-eating monkey with red fucking eyes.
Which is like actually his daughter.
Right, which she's super pretty. I gotta admit.
Gorgeous. I mean, I'd fuck her.
Yeah. Oh, whoa! Boy, the clam clap meter just went
Clam
through
clap.
the roof.
That's amazing.
You just go running at each other, and her little wild monkey pale ass fucking jumps at you. You know,
It was that gray butt. Like that little glimmer of that gray ass
comes screeching
going
out of
around
it on a.
going around that chair. I was just like, "Oof, girl, gotta get me some of that."
Do you know what's funny to me is when it scuttled under the bed. I call it scuttling
It's
because
scuttling.
it's really kind of scuttles
That's
under
what
the
it
bed.
is.
She like hears a noise and then you see its little fucking pale ass like go under the bed. And the first thing I thought of was the fucking Dead Alive, aka Brain Dead, where she's like, "Horrid little creature scuttled right in front of me. This place is infested with vermin."
Vermin. Fucking glorious.
But yeah, it's not really a weird pale face eating monkey per se, but it's about
per
the size.
se.
It's about that size, just a little weirder.
And it's monkey size
Yeah,
or small child size.
yeah, little daughter
It's
size.
fucking same.
Yeah.
Small child monkey. It's basically the same thing.
Do you have any favorite parts in this that you can think of off the top of your head? I wrote some down.
Yes, actually.
Okay.
Like my favorite little scene from this quick 20-minute episode is actually after it scuttles
Under the bed.
under the bed, and she starts to finally go back to sleep and she finds this like comfortability, I guess, or she has a sense that nothing's actually going on. She goes whatever back to bed, and the camera like really slowly pans down.
Okay.
Like from her face and her going back to sleep, and then it pans down to the side of the bed, and then slowly it comes up underneath the bed, and then all of a sudden it comes to this set of what are seemingly eyes at first, but they're closed, and then
Okay.
all of a sudden they open, and these are these like really fucking gross, bloodshot, gooey eyeballs.
Oh yeah,
that are
I
just,
guess
like,
you're right.
staring,
I remember that.
and
I
then
was
they,
thinking you were
like-
talking about the other one. Because they do that in the monster in
Yeah, that was,
my room.
yeah, there was only like one cool part of that
Yeah.
episode.
Anyway.
But yeah, it was really cool how they did it, and that was your first introduction to the monster, other than the little gray butt scuttling under the bed.
Right.
But this was really your first interaction with an introduction to the monster, the creature. It was a cool moment. Like the
Right.
effects on like that creature is just interesting
freaky,
looking.
yeah.
It is kind of it's not as freaky when you see it in its entirety later on. It's just
Right.
looks a little silly, but as a child seeing that, I would be freaked out.
Fuck yeah, dude. I would be
Like I would have been
petrified.
freaked out. Like, well, if that's in my fucking room, oh yeah, I would have ran down the fucking hall. I would have left. I would have ran out the door. Like, bye, parents. Like, someone else will adopt me. See you later. Like, I would not be there anymore.
Yeah, the
Fuck
red
that.
eyes, it looks like a pale Ghoulies character.
Right, but that scene was just cool. Like
Yeah,
that
I
whole
agree.
like slow like cut down to it.
Because
But
he
then
tries to grab her leg, though, doesn't he?
that's before.
Right before. Okay.
Yeah, this is when she gets back into bed, and then they do this weird slow motion like sweep of the arm out
Yeah,
underneath, like, and it's 5 minutes after her fucking legs are off the bed. So I'm like, that was
little
stupid.
milky fist.
Little milky fist. Like
That sounds really gross when you say that.
sounds
actually.
disgusting. Yeah, it sounds like someone jacked off a whole lot into their fist, and they're just like
Check out
There
my
it is.
milky fist. Sorry.
DJ Milky Fist. Anyway, but yeah, it was really cool. Other than that being your first real introduction to the creature, it was just visually neat.
Right. And she, at
And its
this
eyes
point,
are gross.
And just to kind of break down the synopsis a little bit more for you, she starts to realize that there's more going on, and you start to realize that the old man knows more than he does. Well, sort of, not really. But then all of a sudden she like sees the door open that's at the foot of her bed. It's like 3 or 4 feet away from the foot of her bed. The door opens again, and she goes over to look at it, and the fucking weird face-eating fucking pale red-eyed monkey just comes jumping and lurching out on her back and starts screeching, and it scratches her, and then she falls back, and you can hear it's like a snap noise.
I think it's before she falls down. I think it snaps her neck technically as she's standing
Is it?
there.
Okay. Because you
Yeah,
hear a
'cause you hear
snap
that weird noise
noise
before she falls.
Right. And then it's like screeching, and then it drags her into that little fucking...
Which she would never fit in there.
Right, I don't know, because like it was weird,
Like,
because
he
like
folds her body up, like sure if that's a trick wall in the back, but I don't know.
well, yeah, because like she does
so
open it one
small.
time, and there's like girls' clothes, little girls' clothes.
Yeah,
in there.
the last time before the monster actually comes out, she does open it, and there's shit in the closet.
Right,
But every
well, not
time
shit, but
there's
you know,
probably actual shit in there. And this monster lives in there.
it's
and
like
has
red.
To poop, right?
It's just red poop.
Just fucking radiating red shadoobs. Just like they're there. But yeah, that was weird. Like I noticed that too, and I'm just like, what the why?
I don't know, because it's like
It
it lives in the wall, but it like
It was a weird
has like a rotating door or some shit.
Yeah, it was
in
a
the
weird
back.
continuity thing for me because every other time she's opened the door, there's nothing in there.
Right.
And then like her rat trap disappears that she puts in there, and it's just this tiny little space that a person couldn't fit in. How they're making it look like a person, unless you fold a person up a million times by breaking all their bones.
Oh yeah.
Then you could fit someone in there.
Well, maybe it ate her, and
But
it's
that's why
like
I'm like-
never-ending stomach.
Yeah, but then you come later and you see it opens again before she meets the creature that night, and then there's all these clothes and weird shit in this little tiny cubby hole.
Right.
You're like, where'd all this fucking shit come from? But she doesn't talk about it. It's just there,
Right.
and that's it. And I'm like, what?
Well,
the
that's
fuck
like
is
right
going on?
before she gets taken by the fucking grease
This
monkey.
is before she goes to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that night.
Little
she
red-eyed
doesn't-
grease monkey.
Little red-eyed grease monkey. Oh.
It is kind of greasy
It
looking.
is greasy looking. Yeah, everything is all all those creatures are all always slimy looking.
So to wrap it up for you guys, basically at the end, obviously spoiler alert, long ago, probably about like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
All of a sudden you hear it screeching, and then the creature comes down the stairs all stupid. Like
As the
it's
dude's
funny though.
talking to.
Yeah, he's like
mom.
here.
Well, he's talking to the girl's mom on the phone,
Oh,
trying
right.
to convince her that like he doesn't know where her daughter is, but she'll call eventually.
Oh, the girl that died.
that died. Yeah, and he's talking to her, but then out of like behind him, and it's all grainy and blurry.
Right.
You see this stupid little creature like beep 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 coming down the
Yeah,
stairs.
because it's not like its legs aren't exactly, so it's like kind of stiff,
It's so
but it's walking
stupid.
down.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. And then he's like all cuddly kissy with it, like, ugh.
Yeah, like it's his daughter.
Don't put your mouth on that. Like, that's weird.
Put your mouth on it. You
Yeah.
don't know where that's been.
Like, kill it. Punch it with
Kill-
fire.
Fucking kill it. What are you thinking? Set it on fire.
Hit it.
Yeah, I would have. I would have been like, "Ugh."
Break its little grease red-eye monkey neck right
Like,
there.
You're gonna die, Grease Monkey.
Why would
Fuck
he
you.
I guess it's his kid, so whatever.
I think that's what they allude to at the end, and this is
Right.
the beautiful thing about Tales from the Dark Side is it's basically horror anthology Twilight Zone.
Right. It's like if we sat down for 10 minutes and did a Grave Plots. like
It gets real fucking weird in the end.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
See,
Yeah.
this is why we need our own fucking TV show and a fucking billionaire fucking producer, guys, because we could make some real fucking shows for you.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Gory Games would be a hit.
Like,
if
we could do a
actually did it.
Black Mirror, but we would call it, like, Beyond the Void, and then it would just be this fucking kick-ass show, right?
Right.
Because we're awesome.
They're so cool.
But on the end note there, I mean, I feel like we should be starting to try to score these, but I feel like it's a little too early for us to really score these.
We need to revisit this to score.
Yeah, I think so.
After we compare some others.
Yeah, I don't know. It's tough, but like on a first viewing, it's hard to tell because there's so many different episodes with so many different stories. But I thought the creature was cool, so I mean, it's not an amazing story, but
I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10.
right. And all right,
Start that off.
6 or 7 for me too. But to be honest, guys, like you have to put yourself in the 80s here.
Which was my hardest.
Right. This is what me and Brittany were
yeah.
talking about before we actually did this segment. We were talking about how she didn't grow up during that time, so she was, in a way, she's kind of spoiled because she's used to seeing so much on TV, so many different ideas flowing around, that she's seen a lot more than I would have gotten to see as a child growing up because I'm old as fuck and I'm dying.
Jesus. You're that fucking old.
I'm just kidding, but I'm just saying, like, in the 80s, like, that shit was like a real treat because we didn't, as a kid, I didn't really have access to cable, internet, any of that shit. Like, I think we had, like, one channel that was cable, and it was called Super TV on the East Coast for me.
Oh, that's cute.
It was like, that was it. And it was like, I think
He-Man.
I think they had Super TV, and then there was like Cinemax, and then HBO. There was like 3 channels. But this came on, and I was like, fuck yeah, like, this is dark and scary. It's kind of like the Goosebumps of the 80s.
Yeah, pretty much. I think that's fair. Or
Right?
it's just horror Twilight Zone.
Yeah. I mean, it's a little more amped up with, like, special practical effects, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. I like it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like your, I don't know. It spawned a lot of incredible things.
Right. So if you
put it that
guys,
way.
if you haven't checked out these shows and you want to give it a whirl, you could probably find it online. You could probably buy the whole thing for like $15-20, like the entire 4 seasons.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
On digital, maybe even less. I don't
I'm pretty
know.
sure the whole box set's on Amazon for fairly cheap.
Yeah, I think I got it for $20.
Yeah.
So I was like, hell yeah.
It's worth it.
I
mean,
think so.
There's a lot of people that are extremely relevant to the horror community, whether it was just back in the 80s and 90s or still relevant today. And there's a lot of actors and actresses that had little bit roles in these things that are
and
really cool to watch. And
producers, like
producers,
special
everything.
effects, like everything.
George Romero had a hand in these. Tom Savini had a hand in these. Like
Right.
Seth Green's in
There's
one of the
talent.
episodes. Like there's a lot of really, really cool
Starts.
starts for a lot of people. Maybe not necessarily a start, but a big role in their career.
I guarantee you
early
most
on.
people didn't even realize this shit maybe back in the 80s as much.
No.
Because I think the only way they had to tune into this kind of information was like Fangoria
That
and
was
like
basically
Gore
it.
Zone and
Yeah.
shit like that, you know?
Yes, you're correct.
So we're spoiled these
We
days,
are
guys.
spoiled.
You guys have no idea. Enough of that old bullshit. We want to move on to our second episode
The next old bullshit.
of the Cutty Black Sow. The Cutty Black Sow, just to say it normally. The Cutty Black Sow.
I like that better.
Yeah, it sounds like the old lady. But it's from season 4. It's the last season, episode 14, one of the last episodes. I think there was like 4 extra ones on the DVD set that I got that were never aired.
Sounds right.
So I'm like, I still haven't even watched those. And I'm like, oh, fuck, I got to watch all of these now. But I don't want to watch them without us talking about them in a
Right.
way. So it's going to be like stretched out over a whole fucking year almost.
Pretty much.
But anyway, this episode takes place on Halloween.
Oh, yeah.
And a boy is warned by his dying grandmother about the Cutty Black Sow, which is a Celtic demon that basically steals the souls of those who die on Hallows Even, which is what they used to call it back in the day, Hallows Even. Then turn into Hallows Eve, and then they turn it into Halloween, and it's this whole story about Halloween and how Christianity tried to conform pagans into Christianity, and it's really interesting. But this is more of a Celtic thing. And they basically she tries to prevent it from getting her, like his grandmother. And this kid is like really bad actor. I mean, you can't expect like kids to be good, but he was no Brad Dourif,
Yeah.
like from like The Gate or anything. Like he was just staring. They were like, just stare at her and say this, goddammit. Say it! No, I'm sorry.
Oh,
Murray was so fucking scared.
well, I mean, the poor kid's name is also Huckleberry, like his actual name. So he was kind
I
of
scared the shit out of my
yeah,
dog.
He did. He's really mad. He's gonna poop his pants.
Baby, it's okay.
You gonna poop your fur,
He like flipped in the air.
baby?
He's like, my back hurts.
Oh, he is. Oh,
Some of the stars that are in this, the kid I believe is called Huckleberry Fox.
it's called. Yes, that's his name,
That's
Huckleberry
so
Fox.
Weird.
That's what I was saying. He was set up for failure, so obviously he amounted to nothing because his name is stupid.
They're like, what should we name him? Let's call him.
Huckleberry.
You know, I love the book of Huckleberry Finn. Maybe we should call him Huckleberry. But I like foxes. Well, let's call him Fuckleberry.
Huckleberry Fox. I'm gonna name my firstborn Fuckleberry.
Sorry.
I'm not sorry at all.
I don't know who this kid is. Like, I don't know.
I'm gonna piss my pants.
Okay, so to get...
Woo!
Okay, he's actually gotten 3 nominations. So.
Oh shit! For real? He amounted to something.
Well, he did 13 different roles. He did Terms of Endearment.
Wait, but
he
nominations, he didn't actually win anything.
Yeah, piece of shit.
Piece
No,
of
I'm kidding.
shit.
But he was also in a couple of movies, nothing really big. Like he did that 90s movie from 1995 called Animal Room, which was not a huge movie, but I remember the movie a lot. And then he did some movie in 96 called No Way Home. And but he's still alive, guys, so we're
no,
good.
he's dead.
I don't feel disrespectful.
Just in the cinema world.
Anyway, Huckleberry Fox, you are my hero.
No, he's not. Don't lie to him. His name's Huckleberry.
Fuckleberry.
He's had enough failures. Fuckleberry.
I wonder if he just goes by Huck.
I would.
I wouldn't be one.
I would have changed my name.
Yeah, I don't know if I would. Yeah, he's probably called like something else.
Huck
now.
isn't terrible. No,
No.
he's probably called Fuckleberry.
Also, this movie stars Paula Truman.
Which this was actually her last role, technically.
Yeah, she was. She died in the at age 96 in 1994.
An old bitch.
Wow. God. She was actually in Dirty Dancing. She was in The Outlaw of Josie Wales. She was, she'd been in she was in Moonstruck. She'd done a couple of other things, but she was actually pretty good. Like, she was probably the best.
Well, she was awesome.
Yeah, for an old lady, like, the Cutty Sow.
For an old bitch.
God.
No, she was really good.
But it was also directed by Richard Glass, who had done only this and nothing else. Literally, there
real?
is. Yeah, this is it.
Oh, shit.
So some guy was like, "Hey, I'll direct."
There's a one-off.
I mean, unless it's the same makeup guy who does all the like cool makeup for like all the big movies, like Harry Potter and Guardians of the Galaxy. But I don't think it is.
This is about what I would do. But like, yeah, I'll direct an episode.
Yeah.
It's like when I DJ'd that one time.
They were like, well, we were really hungry. The hot dog guy was like, I'll hook it up if you let me direct. And they were like, okay, deal.
Fuck yeah.
And so he was
Street
like,
dogs.
I'm sorry. We're being totally disrespectful. The teleplay was actually written by Michael McDowell, and it's based on a story by Thomas F. Monteleone. You want me to tell my thoughts on this one since you did the first time?
I went first last time.
Yeah.
Since I did the first last time.
Well, I feel like, so I'm just probably going to just break down the synopsis. I thought it was actually kind of genuinely good. Mm-hmm. It felt a little long-winded for a 20-minute episode, but the story was interesting and intriguing enough that it made me wait to the end, I guess. Essentially, the story is about an old woman dying, and like we said, and she utters to the boy how to fight the Cutty Black Sow, which this kid has no idea what the fuck she's talking about. He's literally, 8?
Yeah.
He happens to record this at the time on a tiny boombox.
So cute.
And after some serious, we're talking like the plot thickens, Sherlock Holmes style, kid detective work, he learns how to defeat and destroy the Cutty Black Sow.
He goes from being completely fucking useless and terrible, just staring at his dying great-grandma, to just being like this like epic hero.
You know what I think is missing
Sort of.
from this episode is the montage song. Like,
Yeah.
I'm working in my house, gonna work in my room. Grandma died today, kill the Cutty Black Sow.
Yeah, I'm into it.
Like, I feel like it really needed that.
It definitely does now.
This motherfucker's really determined for a kid.
Fuck
like,
yeah, he is. Like, he just switched.
I know he was written this way, but I'm just saying, gotta give props where it's deserved. And this kid deserves some mad props for his detective skills.
Yeah.
But he bossing like a motherfucker.
He Sherlock
Holmes
the fuck out.
He gets some rocks and shit, and then he puts them in the fire.
His sister got the rocks.
Whatever. Yeah, he tells her to get the rocks.
He made her get them.
Because it's the weird thing is while his grandma is dying, she tells him the recipe to kill the Cutty Black Sow, and then so he researches the tape and then finds books somewhere.
Yeah, I'm like, where is he finding this shit?
Don't know.
No, it was in her stuff.
Anyway, I didn't
her
ask
stuff.
you what your thoughts were. I don't mean to cut into that.
It was Cool idea, interesting story, and I also felt that it was very long-winded with very minimal payoff at the end.
Yeah.
So I was a little disappointed.
But the creature was freaky.
I stuck in there because I was waiting for this like epic like gross pig thing
right, because
to
it's a sow.
come up, and I was like, yes, I love creepy pig things. Like, I'm so into it.
Right.
And it just wasn't. It was just a black figure with glowing eyes, pretty much.
Right.
Essentially all it was.
Which
but
it eats him, doesn't it?
that's what it alludes to
Right.
at the end. Well, because his stone was the one that was cast out of the fire.
Right, because in the story they tell his grandmother tells him to pick a stone and write the name of each member of the family in the house on a stone, and then put him in the fire, and whoever's name is etched into the stone will be the person who dies.
Right.
And so it ends up being him. And this kid ain't scared at all.
They're
He's
like
just
the sacrificial lamb, essentially.
he's just so inquisitive.
Yeah.
He's
He's
just like-
super cute.
And he just goes to bed. He's like, whatever, I guess I'm dying.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to
I mean,
sleep.
not that 8-year-olds know the complexity of death and life at that point in time.
Which I did kind of like that because I felt like it was genuine
Right.
as to the fact that he wouldn't necessarily understand exactly what was going on, and he would
Right.
probably think still a little bit that his great grandma was batshit crazy.
Right. Okay. Well, that makes sense.
So, I mean, it's everything she's kind of said has come true a little bit to a point, but still,
yeah.
he's just like, man, grandma's fucking nuts, you know. And
His
she's
little
dead, so it doesn't
sister
matter.
kind of like goes along with it, and she's older than him, I think. Or is she
I
younger?
think she's younger.
Wow. They look about
They
the
look
same
the same
age.
age.
Yeah.
That was a bad
But,
casting part.
I mean,
but-
as far as he's concerned, he may as well be a fucking 22 or 27-year-old
yeah, he's like
with the
an
amount of
adult.
detective work that he did.
Yeah, he was
And he's
great.
like, fuck off, Mom, I'm fucking detecting.
He was so cute. Put his big boy pants on and Sherlock Holmes the fuck out and was ready to go.
Did you have, I know it's hard to pick scenes here, but did you kind of have any favorite scenes? And then we'll talk about the ending.
It is really hard to. The whole thing, like, there's so many little things that just bothered me about it. I would say more than I enjoyed, but I will tell you a scene that I laughed at a lot was when they get back from trick or treating, and they empty out their bags, and it's like the saddest display of candy I've ever seen in my life. And I'm like, where'd you go? Next door?
Well, 88, I mean.
Like, you went to your
well,
house
it's
next
probably
door. No,
like
they should have
91.
had more than that, because back in the day, people actually participated in this shit.
Right.
Now they don't.
Well, they were ugly kids.
They were adorable
I'm kidding.
kids. You horrible person. Jesus. No, they're so cute. But what were their costumes?
Well, the one should have been punched.
Like, what was his costume? Like, I don't even remember what his costume was. Oh, no, he was the werewolf. That's what it was.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah, because he scared his sister.
I did really like that. That was super cute.
Where he scared her?
Yes.
Okay.
It was adorable.
So
Oh,
that
now, you little
wasn't
shits.
like a favorite scene, but it was just like a gripe. Pretty much.
No, well, I thought it was funny. Like, I was like, well, that's the saddest display of candy I've ever seen. And you see, like, 6 apples.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
roll out. And I'm just like, there was 6 assholes that gave them those fucking apples.
Well,
You sons of bitches. It's like people who give raisins to kids on Halloween. Fuck you. You're a piece of shit.
yeah, I know.
Give them fucking candy.
I ain't handing out sugar. This
I'm
is
not
nature's
this
sweetness.
Diabetes land and blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah. This is nature's sugar. And I'm fuck you.
You know what?
You piece of shit.
It's fucking free, you greedy whore.
It's like,
I'm just kidding.
you go. Oh, I hate that shit. I don't know. I was spoiled as
At least
fuck
it's
when I
not
was a kid.
prunes. Here's some almonds.
Grow your own candy, you little bitch. The fuck?
One of my favorite scenes was when they put all the coal or all the stones in the fireplace, and then he picks it up, or does she pick it up?
She
She
does.
picks it up and burns her fucking hand.
So stupid.
She's like, "Why is it glowing?"
You told me it was so hot. I'm like, duh, bitch, it was in the fire. What the fuck? You really that stupid?
So I don't even remember if we actually get to see their parents a little bit. Yeah, we see his dad.
No, we see them both.
Yeah, that's right. Because, like, he consoles him after the grandmother dies. But then, like, it becomes apparent that he's going to be a dead kid soon. And his dad comes in, and he's all scared because the door is, like, creaking open. It's all this, like, crazy fucking weird
Oh,
shit.
it's so uncomfortable.
And then the dad comes in, and he's like, "Oh, it's just me, Michael," or whatever the fuck the kid's name is. And then the
Jamie.
kid
His name's
screams at the top of his his lungs, and then his dad's like, it's just me, and he hugs his dad, and that's when he turns into
the Cutty Black Sow.
Oh boy,
it was fucking awesome.
Glorious.
By the way, that was cool.
With yellow eyes.
That little bit of transition was really cool, and then it blacked out.
But it didn't make any pig noises, right?
No, that's what I'm saying. It's a big disconnect. It's supposed to be this giant, stupid black pig thing, and it's not making any pig noises.
That's gonna suck on the kid's head and suck his soul out.
What the hell is happening?
Like that's what I wanted to hear.
I wish Mouse was here because he can do that so good. He's like,
it's like
fuck?
It turns into Deliverance with his dad.
Like a pig,
boy. But yeah, I mean, let's just say compared to the two, I don't want to give these scores on this one really. Which one would you prefer over the other? Would it be Inside the Closet, Season 1, Episode 7, or The Cutty Black Sow, Season 4, Episode 14?
My pick for the two is going to be The Cutty Black Sow.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why, just because the story is like 8 million times more original.
And by the way, I got a little confused, guys. This was from 86 to like 88.
Yeah. This one to me, I don't know. The story's...
You like the Cutty Black Sow more, you're saying?
I do, personally.
Okay.
If I had to choose between the two, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It was a cooler story. And it was more of an original concept. I like the idea of this whole like Celtic like fairy tale.
And I think it's based
folklore.
off real shit.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's probably like an actual Celtic folklore story.
Well, and just for the sake that they say Cutty Black Sow.
It's fucking cool. It's fucking cool. Like I cannot doubt that. It could have been done a million times better and a lot differently than it was. The delivery was off.
They're
and it was
so
just
different though, but I like the creature in the inside the closet.
Yeah, and it's hard to compare the two because when you look at a creature standpoint, the creature from Inside the Closet is so far superior in comparison to Cutty Black Sow.
Right.
However, when you look at originality and just basic pure concept and storyline, Cutty Black Sow is a million times better.
Well,
it's not something that's been done and rehashed a million times.
I'm going to say Cutty Black Sow wins the story, and Inside the Closet
wins
the special effects,
creature.
the creature effects.
Agreed.
Yeah. So
I can agree, even though the creature does look a little stupid a little bit later on. But
I'm going to go with
cool.
the creature, so Inside the Closet for me, and your Cutty Black Sow. Huh?
Yes.
So it's like it's a draw.
It's a draw, son.
Well, but I guess you guys are the tiebreaker.
Yeah.
So if you have Shudder and you want to watch these, or you have some access to it, maybe you have the DVDs even.
Yeah, because the Inside the Closet isn't on Shudder. It's one of the missing
you
episodes.
actually have to buy the whole series in order because they omitted like 2 or 3 episodes from all the seasons.
It's probably on YouTube, guys. And it's on Kodi.
You might be right.
I think it's on both, to be honest. But
well, guys, if you get a chance, go check those out and let us know what you think. If you actually know what we're talking about, sound off in the comments. As always, anybody, please sound off. See what you think.
Anybody,
which of these two stories sounds better to you? Even if you haven't seen it, which one do you think wins? And we'll call a winner at the end after that.
After that,
yeah.
All right, in like 6 months.
But guys, what did you think of this particular segment? I thought it was fun. It's a little different, maybe it's not as like classic or known stuff, but I feel like we don't do enough TV.
We don't.
And we really should. And so I figured I'd pick some of the classic ones with the Tales from the Darkside series that I grew up with, and I thought maybe you guys could watch along with us, or at least watch after it and see what you think.
Or if you're really, really into this and you really know these, then suggest our next 2 episodes that we should talk about.
For the next Tales from the Darkside Volume 2.
Volume dos.
Volume
dos. Let's do it. If you're really into this, suggest our next 2 episodes and we'll go from there.
Yeah, I'm down. But thank you guys so much for stopping by. If you haven't already, please go to longlivethevoid.com and check out any of our sections. Keep an eye out for our new writers, Kyle and Marked Out, if you haven't already. And make sure you check out any of the stuff we talked about earlier if you want. But we, as always, thank you guys so much for stopping by this week. We will be back on Thursday to review our Flesh and Potatoes segment of Cemetery Man and
Zombie.
So be sure, if you want to check those out before we do the episode on Thursday so you can follow along, you've got warning now. If not, no worries. We'll see you then anyways.
Stay weird, monsters.
Beyond the Void Horror Podcast. Tune in this Thursday for part 2 of Fulci Zombie and Cemetery Man.